everyone. Yes, it's me. Don't change the channel. I'm back. I'm back for one time only. This is my reading week from Canadore College, so I decided to come up here and do the news with none other than my mother, which is kind of a full circle moment if you've been keeping up with the archives that Steph has been working on. Mom used to do a show called Sans Cérémonie, for those of you who might remember that.
Long time ago.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Zach. Yeah, it's definitely, like I remember doing the news with you sitting behind the camera.
Yeah.
Like you were so young.
Yeah, in my teens, yeah.
Oh, not even. Like I think you were even earlier than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
And you wanted me to say bye, Zach, at the end of every show, which I religiously did.
Yes.
And then people would come up to you and say, hi, Zach, and you would like back up 10 feet. So.
Yeah, I was shy back then. I didn't like people.
No,
I love people now, though, so that's a good...
We've changed. I've become a hermit, and you're the socialite. That's the full circle.
Well, I had to take over the family business, you know.
Oh, there you go. One of us can talk.
Yeah, it's just funny because I've technically taken my mom's shoes. I'm on the board of directors for the channel.
That's true.
I was hosting the news for a good what was it, a year and a half, something like that, with Steph. Was really great, really fun. But this right here is a full circle moment. If you have the chance, go and check out the archives of Sans Cérémonie. It's a masterclass of a talk show. It's better than Ellen DeGeneres' talk show.
Oh,
but I'm impartial because this is my mom.
Actually, apparently the archives are really funny because my boyfriend's grandson said, "You change your hair a lot."
That's true. You did change your hair a lot. And I remember talking to Steph quickly this summer about her doing the archives, and she was like, "Oh my God, your mom would change colors like every week." I was like, "Yeah, almost every day, honestly."
Well, because I had a hairdresser back then. Long story.
Yeah. You weren't you sponsored by her
I
too?
Was
Like the show was sponsored
by her,
yeah.
so I had perfect hair every time, not all scraggly like this.
Yeah, big shout out to Guylaine. Guylain's a great hairdresser.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so hey, let's get into the news because we have a bit of news to go over this for this week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with the tvcTK memories. So we have a wonderful picture of Mr. Albert Jones at Hunter's Point in his garden, and might I add, it is a beautiful garden. And you don't see him like that anymore. No,
you don't. People do garden, but it tends to be in those like high-rise, 10 by 10 boxes.
It's easier to,
it's a lot
really
easier than
go through the dirt and make sure.
Absolutely.
It used to be a really hard thing to do, right? And it was a lot of work.
The fact that it was at Hunter's Point too, like we hear about Hunter's Point often enough. And Keith was telling us off camera that Mr. Albert Jones was either the father or grandfather of Brian Jones. And just for your information, pretty much everybody from my age to possibly Keith's age knew Brian. I knew him as a school counselor.
Oh, okay,
and I do believe he was a teacher at one point. Yes, Keith's saying yes, so I'm right on track.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's just funny to see that, somebody I know's answer family is doing this.
And like we were saying in French, like they don't do them like that anymore because the times have changed so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone has, a 9-to-5 job. You don't have the time to do that anymore.
No.
Right? Unless you're a school teacher and have time off during the summer, then you might have a bit of time. But then if you have 4 or 5 kids, which is the case nowadays, and they're all in hockey, that happens, right?
Yeah.
So we got news from the town of Temiscaming, and the first one I'm going to leave to you because this is kind of funny. Like I said in the news in French, it's kind of funny to talk about the library with Mom right here, as she is when she is not out. With injury on the IR list, she is a librarian, and it's funny talking about this with her because I used to talk about it with Steph, and we kind of wave at the camera and say hi to them all.
Fun fact, this past August, made 9 years that I'm working there.
Wow.
But I tend to like subtract a year because I haven't worked in a year. But it's been 9 years.
Yeah.
Anyhow, if you haven't been to the library in a long time, I invite you to go. The librarian is that replaces me is Madame Jessica Garavini. She's such a sweetheart. She's doing a great job. And she started bringing up activities again. So people are invited to participate to the second Halloween themed activity, which is Monday, October 28th at 5:30. They offer craft workshops to make either a Halloween bracelet or a crown. And to register, send an email to biblio@temiscaming.net. And the library hopes to see many of you for a creative and friendly time. This is such so awesome because, as you know, I used to do a lot of activities.
Oh yeah.
I did so many things for the kids and the families, and I'm glad that Jess took the time to get used to the job, and now she's doing that social aspect that I brought in.
Yeah,
So,
great job, Jess. Honestly, that's really great.
I told her the other day that I was so proud of her, and then I said, by the way, I'm not coming back for probably another year. So,
yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. I'll see you in another year, you know.
Yeah,
So big shout out to Jessica.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while, so hopefully everything is going well with your family and work.
She's a cute little kid.
So we got some news also from the arena and the curling. So the town is pleased to announce that activities at the arena and curling are resuming. So a big thank you to all the employees who quickly resolved the problem. Great job, guys. Come join them and enjoy these moments of sports and conviviality. The town is really looking forward to see you on the ice, either curling or hockey or free skate.
Yeah, no, also not free skate. I didn't think of. I want to say hockey.
I used to
hockey.
Yeah. No, you're a hockey grandma now.
Well,
right?
with the three grandkids playing hockey, me, if I think of ice, I think hockey.
You're fully Canadian now, Mom. You're fully Canadian.
Yeah, finally at age.
Yeah, exactly.
The town is advising the people that the annual cleaning of the water system by the group Ilios begins this week and will end in early November. During this period, you may notice a drop in water pressure and a reddish, rust color in the water, which this morning I had that, and thank God I had read the news because I would have wondered why my water was reddish. So they recommend that you open your cold water faucets and let it run until the water becomes colorless. And in addition, please avoid unnecessary water consumption to promote effective rinsing. The town of Temiscaming thanks you for your understanding.
Yes, of course, and that's a funny thing, right? Certainly with this time of year, being Halloween in the next upcoming days.
You turn on your water.
You turn on your water and it comes out red.
There's a problem.
It's kind of like The Shining, right? It's kind of scary. But don't be alarmed. It's just the town doing
when you
cleaning.
do. I mean, this morning the water went back to clear really fast.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it's when you don't know, you're still a little skeptical,
you get
right?
a second of
You got to second guess yourself at some time.
So people, I've been advised.
Yeah, people have been advised. No worries, everything's fine.
Now, this is your style. I did this in French.
You did it in French, now it's my turn to do it in English.
This is all yours, child.
So, we got some news from the Kebaowek First Nations, and this whole bit that we are going to talk about right now is from our friends at Le Journal Le Reflet, donc big shout out to you guys up in Ville-Marie. Algonquin First Nations oppose radioactive waste dump, which honestly, I do not blame them. So the chiefs of Kebaowek, Kisigan, Zibi, Anishinaabe, and Michi-Bikonik Inuk First Nations appeared before the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission the CNSC in Ottawa on August 10th to express their serious concerns about the implementing licensing of near-surface waste management facility and SWF in Chalk River, Ontario. Beautiful, beautiful spot, Chalk River, Ontario. This was the final licensing hearing for the project, and the fact that it has moved forward in blatant disregard of the fundamental Indigenous right to free, prior, and informed consent as upheld by Canadian and international law further compounds the problem. As the CNSC approaches its final decision, it is essential to reiterate Canada's obligations under the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples, in particular Article 29, which states that states shall take effective measures to ensure that no storage or disposal of hazardous materials takes place on lands or territories of Indigenous peoples without their free, prior, and informed consent. Chief Lance Heyman, Dylan White Duck, and Casey Ratt reiterated their dissatisfaction with the violation of their Indigenous rights, including the violation of UNDRIP, so UNDRIP, by the federal government. The chiefs also presented an Indigenous impact assessment to the Commission and expressed their deep and growing concerns about the negative environmental impacts of the proposed project. The proposed IGDPS project actually raises very legitimate concerns given its close proximity to the Kichi-CB River, better known as the Ottawa River, and its many potential environmental impacts, which is very huge. Due to the risk of radioactive leaks and environmental contamination, this project proposes a threat to the environment, and it is a matter of critical importance that requires the collective attention of the public. Hence why we are talking about it right now, and Journal de Reflet made an article about this. Far from being the only ones outraged by the situation, the First Nations are supported by more than 140 municipalities that strongly oppose the project.
Absolutely, because nuclear waste and stuff like that, like come on.
Yeah, the radioactive waste. That's
radioactive.
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
It's nuclear is one thing, but radioactive is even worse because it can really mess with growth of trees, growth of like even wildlife.
Well,
right?
wildlife will all like over.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is not a great situation.
Needs to be, and it's. I'm glad that it's being brought to everybody's attention.
Yeah, and I really think that's the intention that the Journal de Reflet had about making this. And honestly, I'm really glad to see that the First Nations are defending themselves.
Oh yeah, and defending 140 municipalities. Like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so, no, that's a big support for the group that is doing this. So right, yeah, Mission Tournesol.
So we have a save the date because on May 2nd, 2025, the Mission Tournesol will have its 3rd annual dinner.
Yeah, 2025.
2025, and like I said,
that's wild.
I said it the other day, and I said it in French a while ago. But with time going by so fast, I guarantee you, first thing we know, we'll be saying, "Oh, the dinner was held and it went really good."
Yeah, we'll have a thank you message by like Mission Tournesol to say thank you for those who showed up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, this next one here is a great opportunity for all
photographers,
professional photographers.
Including our very own
Keith Bernard, yes. And also our amateur photographers or our rookies who are starting So the Kipawa Lake Preservation, my bad. The Kipawa Lake Preservation Society wants to grab the attention of photographers. So the Kipawa Lake Preservation Society is looking for photos for their upcoming Kipawa All Seasons calendar. Photos can be emailed to savekipawalake@gmail.com. The best photos are those that are capture the natural beauty of the Kipawa area and its landscape. And it has to be in a landscape/horizontal format. Photos must be in high quality JPEG images. Please include the photographer's name as well as permission to use the photo and the location where it was taken. Please do not submit more than 5 photos per person, just to give equal opportunity to everyone.
I just had a flash, a high quality JPEG. Wouldn't that become a PNG? Because I know for me, when I publish stuff, I always use PNG because it's like a slightly better quality.
Yeah, but JPEG is a standard. And this is something I learned in class because I did have to take some video editing and photo editing.
And JPEGs.
JPEG is pretty much the I wouldn't say the gold standard, but pretty much the standard. And Keith could probably attest to this as well.
Okay.
JPEG is
Okay.
You see JPEG images everywhere. PNG is nice for illustrations and stuff like that. That's
because when I do posters and stuff, I usually send them to my clients as PNG.
Yeah, no, I do that too whenever I do a poster for my band or something.
Pictures is still
pictures is JPEG is the way to go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hopefully people will participate.
Yes, please do, because this is a great opportunity for if you're someone that's just starting. This is a great opportunity to get your workout, right?
But Keith has to get his 5 pictures in there somehow.
I'm pretty sure he already has.
No, I know he has. Like I was saying in French, Keith should make a book.
Yes.
But all his photos of the area would be absolutely.
That would be absolutely amazing.
I'd be the first one to buy it. So our next subject is a CJET, and they're inviting people to come and learn how to do zombie makeup, latex scars, and more with our very own Julie Loyer. Also, if you would like to be transformed into a zombie, come with the CJET to the office that's located at Lanvol on October 25th from 3 to 7. So that's Friday?
So this Friday on October 25th. So if you want to either learn how to make a zombie or be transformed into a zombie, pick your poison. It's bound to be a fun activity.
Absolutely.
And Judy is just the best.
She is.
So she's awesome. Yeah. So big shout out. Hi Judy. Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Next subject is always very hard to do.
I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. Nathan Macamo, which we both knew, which was an adorable kid who had just turned 13, was hit by a vehicle coming off the bus and passed away. Now this, I'm wearing it, you're wearing it. The yellow and black ribbon reflects the distinctive colors of school buses and also recalls the yellow lines demarcating the roadway in the center of the road. The colors of the ribbon are intended to communicate a simple and instantly recognizable message. When a school bus is approaching, these 3 rules must be applied. Slow down and be prepared to stop when the yellow flashing lights are activated. Stay alert because there are children nearby, and stop completely at least 5 meters from the bus as soon as the red flashing lights are activated. I have here, I don't know if Keith can pick it up or staff can insert it and put it on the wall. This is what the ribbons come with. This little paper that explains what happened. Yep. And also there's a page for gubanatan.org. So I invite people to go and look at all of that. The ribbon is initiative of Groupe Autobus Maheu in memory of Nathan, who lost his life hit by a car. I said all that before. The intention of the initiators of this project, with the support of Nathan's parents, is to ensure that school stakeholders and the population take ownership of the Nathan ribbon, and that it becomes a strong symbol of school transformation safety in Quebec.
Yes.
Nathan's death is a painful reminder of how crucial it is for road users to respect these rules in order to protect the vulnerable children getting on and off of school buses. The ribbons and stickers are $3 each, and you can contact Natalie at 819-627-6969 or by Facebook Messenger, and she will be more than happy to get you the ribbons or the stickers. Which I was saying in French, and I will say it again in English. My dream, if I allow myself to dream big, would be to see every single vehicle in Temiscaming with the ruban Nathan on their car or truck.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, the Nathan ribbon is a really big message. It's a big impact, and certainly with everything. Happening again with school, schools back in session. It's important to remember those three things, and like I did 1, 2, 3. That's all it takes, right? That's all it takes. You just gotta remember to slow down, stay alert, and stop completely.
I think people think, oh, that won't happen. Something you see on the news.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that Nathan's story will maybe make people think more about stopping and being careful. Because it took 3 seconds and Nathan was gone.
Yeah, and that's the impact that this incident has had on ABTB Temiscaming in general.
Absolutely.
Because we think about it, and this is a conversation you and I had when it first happened, and it's you hear about that in Montreal and Quebec City and stuff like that. That's far away, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen here, but then it happened here. It's a big impact. Nathan was a pretty cool kid.
He was.
He was pretty funny, just like his dad, Dom.
Yeah, just like Dom.
Yeah. So once again, a big shout out goes to the Macamo family.
Yeah. And
lots of love as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's move on to something a little bit more positive.
Yeah, because I'm getting a bit
So the Lions Club is back in action. So the Lions Club of Temiscaming presents the Pumpkin Patch. So join the Lions Club on Saturday, October 26th from noon to 3 p.m. at the Philip Barrett Park for a celebration of the fall season with their first Pumpkin Patch. This is something that has been going on for ages around the farm, leisure farms, and then if you up north even as well.
Yeah.
So it's great to actually see this happening here in Temiscaming. So enjoy the sweet cotton candy. Like I said in French, Regis's cotton candy.
I'm pretty sure.
Can't go wrong
I'm
with that.
99.9% sure that it will be Regis doing cotton candy.
It's not a Lions fair or
Regis.
activity if Regis isn't doing cotton candy, right? I don't know if it's like that for you guys at home or even keep behind the camera, but it's got to be, right?
Temiscaming cotton candy is Regis.
Yes, exactly. So the cotton candy and capture beautiful family moments with photographer Ashley Violette, who is a fantastic photographer. So don't miss out this opportunity. Bring your loved ones and create unforgettable moments. So the cotton candy is free, which is always great, and the photos cost $10, but $5 of those $10, so 50% is donated to the Lions. So money that money will go towards
for-
making more activities, which
probably
is
the
a lot of
baskets
fun, and the
and stuff.
baskets, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to allow the Lions to do even more. So no matter the weather, either rain or shine, the event will take place. So with the weather nowadays, you're either going to be wearing shorts, your suit de skidoo, like we say in French here, you know, like your
big winter outfit.
your old winter suit there, or you're going to be wearing
Spring jacket.
a spring jacket and and the rubber boots.
Basically,
So-
you look out the window and dress appropriately.
Yes,
because-
exactly, because we don't want to catch a cold. It is that season.
Oh, catching a cold is my biggest fear. You have no idea.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Anyhow,
So speaking of fun things going on in the community, community dinner.
that will be held on November 15th from 11 to 1 in the basement of St. Therese, and everyone's welcome. And like I was telling you a while ago in French, this is a new thing that's come to be done, and I think it's a really neat idea, and it's working well because they're doing it again and again. So
Yeah, it's great because it gives a spot for everyone to go, and it brings also like a community
together
feel, right? A good feel of community, and certainly with everything going on with the mill and all the closures, right?
Yes.
It's really good to be able to gather around and really just be with family and friends and the community in general.
Yeah.
So I think this is my favorite thing.
I'll let you do it.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite thing that we do on the news now is tvcTK around the world.
There you go. It's all
and
yours.
Today we're talking about icebergs and not the lettuce, like an actual iceberg. Titanic boom flying iceberg. Yeah, pretty much. So iceberg A23A is the one we're talking about today. So it is one of the largest icebergs in the world, and it recently broke off the seafloor near Antarctica, and is now drifting in the Southern Ocean. So it's coming. It's coming up. The iceberg broke off the Filchner ice shelf in 1986. That was way before me. You were still in high school back then.
I was.
And remained stranded on the Weddell seafloor for nearly 4 decades.
40 years.
40 years of just the icebergs chilling there, and yes, pun intended. It began to break free in the early 2020s, so 2020 to about 22. Likely due to melting below the waterline. Iceberg A23A is about 40 miles wide and about 1,312 feet thick. That's
big.
a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big guy. It began to drift freely in the Weddell Sea, slowly heading north by November 2023. Oh, geez, I completely skipped a line. I'm so sorry. Slowly heading north, just coming up here. By November 2023, it had passed the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula, performing a complete pirouette before catching a northern current. It is currently about halfway between the Antarctic Peninsula and the South Georgia Island, heading towards warmer waters where it is expected to eventually melt off.
Hopefully, yeah.
I didn't know that icebergs could do pirouettes. That is news
Well, I
to
think
me.
what that just means is with the current, it must
The
have
current, it must have just twisted
turned
around.
around.
That's insane. That just goes for how intense the current is
It's the
in the
imagery
oceans,
of a,
right?
a pirouette is a turn,
Yeah.
so likely the currents and
Yeah.
stuff making it turn so it
Yeah.
can go into a different canal or whatever.
Yeah, it's
do its
that's
thing.
pretty for 40 mile wide and 1,312 feet thick iceberg to pirouette the current has to be pretty intense.
I'd be just curious to know what size it's going to be at the end of it, just like once it stops again.
It'll probably be the size of my pinky
That's
right here.
what I wonder.
Who knows? So the iceberg's path is closely monitored by satellites, including NASA's Terra satellite and NOAA-21, which provide a high-resolution image and tracks its movements. A23A's drift from the cold Weddell Sea to the relatively warmer South Atlantic highlights the dynamic nature of these massive ice formations and their potential impact on marine environment as they melt and break up. So this is something to really watch in the next coming years.
Oh, it's just when they say the water levels are gonna rise.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of other things too.
No, for sure.
Yeah, but that, like I said in French, we can do a whole other subject on that.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, we could probably do a whole show about that. All right, so the question of the week.
Yeah, how many trees can a beaver cut down on average per year? There was 4 choices: 50, 100, 180, or 200. And a lot of people answered. I'll let you.
Yeah, so let's go on the interwebs here and on the good old Facebook, and let's see the comment section. So we had Mathieu Gunpapati saying 150. Connie Brunette saying 200. Gerla was thinking 200 plus. And then Giselle Masso Toupin said around 200. Mark Vaillancourt says 50 trees. Mom would say 200. Karen Hull just went overboard and said way too many. Catherine Rickard said 200 plus. Josette Dion said 340. Anne Bérubé said maybe 180. Angie Hiru said 180. Hi, Angie. And Teresa Presso would say 100. So the correct answer, which was put on by Steph on the comment section, is 200 trees. So the answer is D.
That's crazy. Like I was saying a while ago in French, that's pretty much like one tree like every 2 to 3 days kind of thing.
It's a lot.
And so when you see a beaver dam, you think like, but if every beaver that's part of that dam can cut that many trees, like no wonder you see big beaver dams, and it affects
It affects the flow of the water. It affects a whole bunch of stuff, which is kind of funny thinking, that Mother Nature, has all this stuff and then puts beaver dams. And it's like, here's a curveball.
Like a beaver is not a big animal. And the only tool it has is its teeth. It doesn't have a chainsaw. It doesn't have.
It has that tail, that rubber tail that's like it pats down things better than probably a hammer
but
does.
I mean to actually be cutting them, like wow.
Yeah.
So we're up to the birthdays.
Yeah.
I'll start and we'll do line by line.
Of course.
All right. So October 24th, we have Betty Bastien, Guy Monette, and Lise Gerard.
On October 25th, we have Sylvain Roy, Fern Gagnon, and Rhonda Smith.
On October 26th, we have Stéphane Lemieux, which I went to school with, Gilles Miette, Diane McKenzie, Gail Bale, and Viral Gerard.
On October 27th, we have Ellen Jolly, Mitchell McMartin, Michelin Turner, Zoe Morris, Louise Colette-Etier, and Christian Robinson.
And on October 28th, we have Grace Fitzgerald, Roland Dubuc, Skylar Vien, André Gagnon, Diane Lavasseur, Normand Brunette, Clarence McKenzie, Dominic Pearl, Trisha Foster, and Jean Brunette. And if this week is your birthday and we haven't named you, we wish you a very, very happy birthday.
I'd like to say we can carry on, but we still have October 29th.
I'm sorry.
So it's all good. It's all good. So we have October 29th with William Bellan, Sean Presso, Mitch Whistle, Perry Burbridge, and Eric Plount. So a big happy birthday to everyone, and hopefully you guys enjoy the nice weather. Hopefully it's going to be nice weather.
Yeah.
We never know.
The earlier ones this week are getting really nice weather for the birthdays.
That's true.
Definitely.
All right, so the bingo. So the photo of the winner or winners of the last bingo is posted on the green wall. Thank you to everyone for playing and encouraging us after all these wonderful years. The next bingo will be a regular $1,000 bingo and will be on Tuesday, November 5th at 6:30 p.m. Thank you to our bingo sponsor, Migizi Gas. You can buy your cards at Migizi, Lakeview, Stop 102, IGA, Crevier, Dandies, Uniprix, Rose and Company, Esso, Thorn Post Office, and by Mrs. Joyce Pigeon, and by Mrs. Lisa Moray, and here at the tvcTK studios at 1415 Kipawa Road.
And a show like this doesn't do itself, and we are always very lucky to have sponsors. And for this show, our sponsor is none other than Keith, Tournesol Photography.
Yeah, a big thank you to Keith.
A big thank you to Keith, who sponsors the show, is behind the camera, and does so much. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so that's it for us. That's all the news we had for this week.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys have an amazing week. And we'll see you soon. I don't know when is the next time I'm going to see you guys, but it was great to do news with you.
We got to do the news together, which
full circle moment.
20-some years ago, if somebody would have said you'll still be doing news on the community channel. Yeah. And that what you'll do them with your son, that's like a grown adult doing his thing. I would have said like, bang, maybe not, you know.
If someone would have told you, hey, your son's going to be on the board of directors and taking your place at some point.
Well, that's the freaky part, is that you've you want your kids to follow in your footsteps, but kind of like do their own footsteps, you know, on the side. Yeah. And with you followed in my footsteps, and you're creating your very own footsteps. And I know I tell you this often, but I couldn't be prouder of who you are.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. We got that on camera. You can't take it back now.
I never would.
That's good. I'll ask Steph and Keith for a copy of that on loop. But yeah, a big thank you to everyone who was listening today. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Keith. And thank you, Steph, for doing all the writing on the news. And on that note, we'll see you next time.
Bye.